Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Shout out to everybody in the building. God bless everybody. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. If you haven't heard already, we have breaking news. I'm about to tell you, we have to really talk about it. We're about to really speak on it. Maybe there's somebody else that might get fired. I'm just saying. Hey, listen, I don't know. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else might get fired, but somebody just got fired. If you don't know, now you're about to know. Just hold on for 2 seconds. And yeah, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Daniel in the building. Appreciate you. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. This is so random. This is so random. And I'm going to be honest with you as a big-time Minnesota Viking fan. Listen, I'm surprised, to be honest with you. And I don't want to say I'm happy about someone getting fired, but this is nothing personal. I'm just trying to win a Super Bowl. This ain't nothing personal with Kwesi, but he hasn't done the best job. You feel me? He hasn't did the best job, and I'm just happy that where we at right now. Shout out to Purple, shout out to Pride, shout out to Daniel, shout out to Rock. Listen, everybody hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Double tap the screen, hit the like button. Shout out to everybody in the building. So Minnesota Vikings fire GM Kwesi. Now, this is according to multiple sources. Tom Pelissero, he tweeted out, said the Vikings fire GM Kwesi per sources. Now, we kind of already know what it is. You know, Kwesi's been with the Vikings since 2022, and we haven't looked the best. Let's keep it real. We haven't looked the best overall. When he was hired to replace Rick Spielman, he received a contract extension from Minnesota last offseason, but now the franchise is headed in a different direction after 4 years. So after 4 seasons, they fire him, and I'm happy because the draft is going to be coming up before we know it, and I don't have the most confidence in him to be able to make the right decisions when it comes to making the draft. The draft is one of the most important factors of building a Super Bowl contender. And if you keep on striking out with the draft picks, whether it's the first all the way to the 7th round, if you keep striking out, you will not make it to the Super Bowl 9 times out of 10. And this is crazy. Shout out to Angel, everybody. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Well, it looks like they did it. Yes. And you know what's crazy? I'm thinking to myself, right? Is Kevin O'Connell next? Because, listen, all the pressure's on Kevin O'Connell if he's not next. He better show up. He better show up. Because after firing Kwesi, there ain't nobody else to blame besides Kevin O'Connell. Viking fans, ain't nobody else to blame besides Kevin O'Connell. I don't want to hear no excuses. We want to win a Super Bowl, and that's just the bottom line to it. And this is breaking news. Kwesi has been fired, and I will do a mock draft. Around 6 o'clock today to celebrate in a way, because we're gonna do a mock draft. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that. Later on, we're going live. Shout out to Andre. Can't wait for no more draft mess ups. I don't know about no more draft mess ups. We gonna hope we don't got no more draft mess ups. I didn't think they would do that, but yet here we are. Yes, I told you week 6, no later than week 8, Kevin O'Connell will be fired. We're going to see. We're going to see if Kevin O'Connell's going to be fired, man. I don't think – we'll see. Honestly, I would love to start all the way over. I feel like Kevin O'Connell messed up our whole year last year when it came to developing J.J. McCarthy. He didn't give J.J. McCarthy a fair chance with the play calling. And I feel like we need to start over. I wouldn't mind if Brian Flores is the new head coach right now. I would not mind to see breaking news. Vikings fire Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores is the new head coach. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Hit the like button if you're in the building. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We are going live a little bit later to do a mock draft to celebrate this news. I'm not trying to come at Kwesi. This ain't nothing personal. I'm just trying to win a Super Bowl. And many other Viking fans want to win a Super Bowl. This is nothing personal. But I will be live for the mock draft later on today. We are going to go live for every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. We're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. So stay tuned If you are feeling the vibes, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But yeah, breaking news. He has been fired. Viking fans, listen to me. Week 6, KLC will be fired. We're going to see. What's going on, Christopher O? Big Mike, what's going on? Cool Water, what's good with you? JJ McCarthy ain't it. He might not be it, bro. He might not be it, but he didn't get a fair chance. JJ McCarthy did not get a fair chance. Listen, he didn't get a fair chance. The play calling was absolutely horrible. So I'm going to keep a little bit out there where, okay, give him at least another chance, but we'll see what happens. Now we can't talk about Kwesi no more. Now we got to talk about Kevin O'Connell. I don't want to hear no excuses. Kwesi is fired. Celebrate. But we still have a head coach that does not like to run the ball. The two teams that's in the Super Bowl right now, the Patriots and the Seahawks, love to run the ball. The Super Bowl champion last year loved to run the ball. Do you get where I'm going with this, y'all? Sam Darnold was our quarterback last year. We couldn't get past the first round because we didn't run the ball, right? What Sam Darnold is in the Super Bowl, and you know why? A big part of it, because we had a defense last year. They have a defense. The Seahawks have a good defense, but you want to know one of the biggest reasons why? Because I think we got better wide receivers than the Seahawks, but we don't run the ball. We averaged 4.5 a carry this season, and Kevin O'Connell refused to run the ball. So my whole thing is now that Kwesi is fired, all the responsibility is on Kevin O'Connell to get this team over the top. No more excuses. You can't blame the offensive line coach. You can't blame Kwesi because they're fired, which I'm happy. Now, let's get on to the next subject, though. When it comes down to it, we got Kwesi fired. Kevin O'Connell might be next. Now, who's going to be the GM? Who's going to replace Kwesi? Who do you trust to replace Kwesi? And what direction is he going to go in? Because if he's a whole new GM, he might not even want JJ McCarthy. He might want to get his own quarterback. You get what I'm saying? He might want to get his own head coach. I'm just saying. So we're going to see who the GM that the Minnesota Vikings hire. JJ McCarthy ain't it. I know you all mad that Darnold left. Yeah, I'm not really mad. I'm disappointed. I'm not mad, but I'm disappointed because of the fact that we had a Super Bowl winning quarterback, possibly, and we let him go. That's just a normal reaction, bro. Mike, how would you Sean McDermott as head coach? I gotta think that through, bro. I gotta think that through. But we'll see. I gotta think that through. Longer it takes you to realize that the longer the pain will last. Take it from a former just feel supporter. Yeah. It's like my Kraft fired Mayo, and now they're in the Super Bowl. We need to follow the same blueprint. Yes, we need to fire Kevin O'Connell. I think we need to fire Kevin O'Connell. I think he should be next. Who will you get for? Yes, I don't know, bro. I got to do some research on the GMs that's out there, bro. Kwesi must have been crazy. Yeah, bro. Vikings should get. I would love Mike Tomlin, but I don't think it's happening. I think they're going to still keep Kevin O'Connell, but we'll see. This was random, so you never know. They might fire Kevin O'Connell. You never know. What about Floyd Mayweather? Floyd Mayweather. Shout out to Floyd Mayweather. What's up, London? What's good? Super good defense for the Vikings. Need a better, more efficient quarterback if JJ isn't going to be it. Some good wins you guys had, but the rough start did y'all in. Yes, I think you got to address the run game, quarterback room, etc. Well, we got to address the play calling, number one. The play calling for me is the biggest issue that we have right now. The play calling for me is the biggest issue that we have right now. The issue is beyond just the talent that we have on this roster. We have to figure out who the play caller is going to be. And just to go, I just got to talk about Kwesi's draft picks real quick, and then I'm going to move on from this. But Kwesi did just get fired, which I didn't see this happening, but I seen it happen. I did think it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen now. This was random. But looking at Kwesi's draft picks, all right, let's talk about Lewis Seen. That didn't work out, unfortunately. And then Ed Ingram, that didn't work out. Brian Asamoah, that didn't really work out. Evans, I like that, but we let him go. Defensive lineman, fifth round, is Atamawa. I don't even know how to say his name. That didn't work out. Ty Chandler, running back, he has some moments, but he didn't really work out as well. So there's a few different things that happened, man. Shout out to Six. What's good with you, bro? What's good with everybody? Everybody in the building, make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already. Now we need to hire Jordan Reed and scout team to bring in a guy, Louis Riddick, before I put a sign outside of the stadium. Facts. That's facts. I'd love to have Louis Riddick and works for ESPN. He's tough. Oh, let's go. I have no idea who is available, to be honest. Of course, the Vikings should be interested in the best GM. Yes, exactly. Whoever the best guy, whoever's the best for the job, I'm rocking with it. I know Kwesi didn't do a good job. Honestly, he didn't do a good job. He just hired Jalen Naylor was all right. Nick Muse didn't give him an opportunity. Jordan Addison, I love Jordan Addison, but you know what's up with Jordan Addison. Makai Blackman, they gave up on him too quick. Jay Ward didn't give him an opportunity. Jaquillian Roy wasn't really doing too much. That wasn't good. Jaron Hall wasn't good. McBride wasn't good. McCarthy, we don't know nothing about McCarthy too much yet. Dallas Turner has some flashes as well, but we're not 100% sure. RIP to Kyrie Jackson. He could have been a very good draft pick, but he passed away. There's so many different. Will Reichert is probably like his best pick besides Jordan Addison and Dallas Turner and JJ McCarthy possibly, but he hasn't did anything in the draft besides. I love Evans, but they didn't sign him. Jalen Naylor is pretty solid as well. But it's just like we messed up on the draft too many times, and like I said, at the end of the day, we trying to win a Super Bowl. This is nothing personal on Kwesi, but my goodness, we trying to win a Super Bowl. We trying to win a Super Bowl. It's nothing personal. I'm not saying that Kwesi is a bad person or whatever, nothing personal, but what I will say is he didn't do a good job for the Minnesota Vikings when he was the GM. That's just my honest opinion. And it's a bunch of bull crap. It's a bunch of bull crap. These drafts weren't good enough. These drafts set us back. And you can't just rely on free agency. You got to rely on both free agency and the draft to do well. Now, I want people to listen. I would not be surprised if Kevin O'Connell gets fired, depending on who the GM is. And this is the big news. This is the biggest news of the day for the Vikings for the next week or so, because now you got to think, is JJ McCarthy the guy? Because now when you have a new GM, he might not be thinking that he's the guy. Whoever our GM is might want to trade up and go get one of the quarterbacks in this draft or next draft in 2017. Who knows? Let me read some of these comments. Terry, what's good, brother? Six, what's good? No running back will work because he doesn't run the ball. Chandler is good. I like Chandler, but they didn't utilize him as well because we don't run the ball. Trade up for Lewis Seed instead of Kyle Hamilton or Jamison Williams. Facts. Okay, Vikings finally listening to me. Yeah, we're going to see. Louise Riddick for GM. We're going to see. It's most likely going to be an assistant GM that's already on the team. Yeah, we'll see. Nobody got him fired but himself. He should have stayed as a businessman in an organization once he stepped out to be involved in football things. His experience showed he got himself fired. Facts. Dennis Allen. Okay, I like that. Change had to come. Yeah, change had to come. Facts. 3000 said he might have got fired because he didn't get Sam resigning. Yeah. If you think about it, for Sam Darnold to be in the Super Bowl right now, and we have a big mystery with JJ McCarthy, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. Listen, it's a big deal, man. And the thing about it is I truly believe that JJ McCarthy, I'm starting to really feel like they're going to give up on JJ McCarthy. At every little move that I'm seeing, I don't see them keeping JJ McCarthy as the starting quarterback. I have a feeling that this might not. I just have a strange feeling, y'all. Change had to come. Yup. Did Jordan Mason work out? No, because of Kevin O'Connell. Kwesi is an escape. Yes, I do agree. He's an scapegoat. The offensive line coach is a scapegoat. They're going to blame all this on Kwesi. All the problems are solved. And this is why I keep trying to tell people, we're going to see what Kevin O'Connell's all about if he doesn't get fired. Because I said this on one of my lives. I said, all right, the offensive line coach is fired. The reason why he didn't fire him during the season, even though the offensive line was absolutely horrible, is because they wanted a scapegoat. Because if you fire him during the season and the offensive line still sucks, it's going to be on you, Kevin O'Connell. So now that they fired the offensive line coach, now that they fired the GM, now everything is looked at. Now Kevin O'Connell has to be looked at. Now all the people that was trying to tell me that Kevin O'Connell is the best head coach the Vikings probably going to get, which I don't agree with that, respectfully disagree. We're going to see how good he really is. We're going to see if it was the offensive line coach that held him back. We're going to see if Kwesi is the GM that held this franchise back. But we're going to have to figure out about this quarterback now, because I don't think, if I was a GM coming in to a franchise, I want to start over and I want to be able to, because if my job is on the line, I want to bring in the people that I want to be in. And listen, respectfully, I like JJ McCarthy. But if I'm a GM, right, and I have a couple of years or 3 years to get a Super Bowl or whatever and make a run, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket with JJ McCarthy. I'm going to start off. I'm either going to make a big blockbuster trade for one of these quarterbacks that we mentioned earlier, in the season, during the season, actually. And then, of course, off season, we talk about Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert or somebody else. Or I'm going to trade like 3 first-round picks to move up and get one of the quarterbacks of this draft or next draft. Because I just feel like right now, there's a big mystery at GM. Whoever the GM is might not be feeling JJ McCarthy. And he might not be feeling Kevin O'Connell. We're going to see. How much power does the new GM have? Can he fire Kevin O'Connell? Or will the coach say, nope, he's the untouchable part of this team, we're keeping Kevin O'Connell? How much power does this new GM that we possibly might hire within today or whatever? They probably already got a plan of who they want. Usually when you fire somebody, they have a plan. They have a list of who they want to replace them with. So they already got the list, y'all. It's just a matter of time of when they make the announcement or who they want to be the GM. I'm telling y'all right now, they're going to do the thing, or the interviewing this GM. They already got their decision. They already made their decision. Addison McCarthy, Gernard Hargrave, and your first-round pick to the Raiders for the first overall pick, and you take Mendoza. I love Mendoza is a oh gosh. I don't understand how you fire the GM without firing that. Exactly. This is why people that say Kwesi had the power, he don't got no power. Kevin O'Connell had the power the whole entire time. So my thing is this, Andre. Now that Kwesi is fired, I'm going to say it again. Now that the offensive line coach is fired, because this is breaking news, will Kevin O'Connell be held accountable for the mishaps, the losing seasons, or the not developing players? Will he be held accountable? Will he be held accountable? There's no more people that he can blame. No more. JJ McCarthy not being healthy, costing people jobs. See, when you can't finish a season as a quarterback, that's true too. So you could win a Super Bowl with the Rams and come to the team with a ring and get your team one. Yeah. What are you surprised about? Y'all drafted a quarterback from a run-first offense in college. No, I'm not surprised, Joshua. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not sure if you're new to the channel, but I'm one of the people that wanted Drake May. Drake May and Caleb Williams were my first 1 and 2 choices. I wasn't worried about Caleb because Caleb was going to be the number 1 pick, and we wasn't going to trade up to get Caleb. I wanted Drake May for this type of offense. When people were telling me about JJ McCarthy, I said, I don't know about him, because I knew what Kevin O'Connell was. I knew Kevin O'Connell likes to throw the ball. He doesn't like to run the ball. I knew this. I already knew all this. So when they drafted JJ McCarthy, I had to rock with him, but I kind of almost had to rock with the man, right? I did some research. I feel like he's super athletic. He has the arm talent. He just injury prone, in my honest opinion. I think he has the talent, but he has to have a run game, like almost every quarterback. The problem is this: when you have a head coach that doesn't like to run the ball, why would you draft J.J. McCarthy? Whose decision was it? Was it Kwesi? Is Kwesi fired because he wanted J.J. McCarthy? Or was Kwesi fired? Yeah, is he fired because of that? Or is he fired because of Sam Darnold? What is he fired for? I mean, the draft, of course, I can go down the list of the bad draft picks. The bad draft picks definitely could get you fired. Free agency, he was solid. Andrew Booth, come on, Ed Ingram, Brian Asamoah, Evans. I like Evans. Ty Chandler was solid, but he didn't really get a true opportunity. Jalen Naylor just started playing okay. Nick Muse didn't get no type of time. Jordan Addison, I love Jordan Addison, but Jordan Addison, I'm not going to get into it. Mekhi Blackman, they gave up on Mekhi Blackman way too quick. Jay Ward didn't get a proper opportunity. Jaquelian Roy, that wasn't a good pick. Jaron Hall, 5th round pick, that wasn't a good pick. Dwayne McBride in the 7th round, I understand it's the 7th round, but that wasn't a good pick. J.J. McCarthy, still a big question mark because of injury, all the injuries he's been having, the torn meniscus, the hairline fracture in his hand, the concussion, the high ankle sprain. I mean, come on. So that's a big question mark. Dallas Turner, best year was last season. I like Dallas, but we'll see what happens next season. Listen, Kyrie Jackson, RIP, he was one of my favorite picks, and he just didn't get the opportunity because he passed away. So RIP to Kyrie Jackson. So we don't know what he could have been. Walter Rouse, tackle, that didn't plan out. The best pick, honestly, can I be honest with y'all? Besides Jordan Addison and Dallas and maybe Dallas Turner, the best pick is Will Riker, a kicker. Am I wrong for thinking a kicker was the best pick in Kwesi's career being a GM for the Vikings? Am I wrong for saying that? Because Will Riker is lights out. I would say Jordan Addison, but Jordan Addison, what's up with him? And we still don't know about J.J. McCarthy, and we still don't know about Dallas Turner. So in my opinion, Will Riker could possibly be the best pick for Kwesi in the 4 years he's been not the head coach, in the 4 years he's been the GM for the Minnesota Vikings. So he well deserved to be fired. But now, since he's fired, since the offensive line coach is fired, Kevin O'Connell, you are officially on the hot seat. And I don't want to hear no Viking fans saying, oh, it's the GM's fault. Oh, it's the offensive line coach. No more excuses. We trying to win a Super Bowl. Ain't nothing personal. Yes, I'm happy that Kwesi got fired in a way. Yes, I'm happy that the offensive line coach got fired because those are the scapegoats. Those are the guys that you're going to have to get out. How do you, like my bull said, you fired the GM before you fired the head coach? So who had the power? Now there ain't no question on who had the power the whole entire time in Minnesota. Facts, bro. What's going on, Ingram? Wasting JJ's prime. Exactly. We want Justin Jefferson to go off. Facts. Everybody that's in the building, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us, and I truly feel that way. We're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Appreciate y'all. So we got, let me read some of these comments. Talk that talk. You already know, Terry. Vikings never wore those hats. Oh, I mean, I guess if you want to say that. But God bless to you, my guy. CS person. Appreciate you. Yeah, CS person. Is it bothering you that much? God bless to you, though. Do you want to go into next season with Kevin O'Connell? I don't, TY. When you have a chance right now to get something, yeah, I wouldn't want. I'm be honest with you, I'm ready to fire everybody. We know why Kwesi got fired, and I hate to make it, but we'll see. Kevin O'Connell was too dang conservative with his play calling. Great move, yeah. TY is in the building. Kirk Cousins as a backup quarterback isn't a bad option. People don't like Kirk, but if J.J. McCarthy had to miss game, I will feel more comfortable with Kirk. See, that's the problem, though. Feeling comfortable doesn't mean we winning. Feeling comfortable doesn't mean that we're going to win. Because at the end of the day, right? Because at the end of the day, let's keep it real. Sometimes you got to get uncomfortable to win a championship, to win a Super Bowl. I would rather take my chances with somebody totally different. Like I said, I would rather take my chances with getting rid of Kevin O'Connell and starting over with a whole new coach. I'm willing to take my chances than go through this again a whole nother season and be comfortable with Kirk Cousins that can run this system. We know that Kirk Cousins is not the guy to get us over the top. I know he'll be a good backup. I understand all that. I'm ready to move on completely from all of this, from all of the from the coaches. I'm still trying to give JJ McCarthy an opportunity. I think he deserves it, but I don't want to go in the past and bring back Kirk Cousins. I say that respectfully. I know that's the most popular talking point right now, that people are going to feel, oh, well, he knows the offense, which is a valid point. He knows how Justin Jefferson runs his routes. He knows how Jordan Addison runs his routes. He knows how to run the Kevin O'Connell system. The issue that I have is I don't want to run a Kevin O'Connell system. I want to move on from the whole Kevin O'Connell system. I am over with the Kevin O'Connell system. I'm trying to move on. If we move on from the GM, move on from the head coach. Move on from the head coach. And I'm hoping that the GM has all the power to fire Kevin O'Connell. I hope it's not, oh, well, Kevin O'Connell has more power than the next GM. I hope not. I hope not. Kevin O'Connell was drafting these players. Kevin O'Connell, yep. Listen, I was trying to say similar to that. I think he has a big say in who we drafted. Finished poorly. We did finish poorly. No, Will is a dog. Yeah, Will Reichert is a straight up dog. Do you think Kevin O'Connell is running the coaching position on analytics because really he's not a good coach? I don't know what Kevin O'Connell is running this offense. Can I be honest with you? It's a big mystery because the way he ran this offense, when you're averaging 4.5 a carry and you have a second-year quarterback and you don't run the ball, I don't know what the man's trying to do. No, actually, I do. He wants to air the ball out. He thinks that his offense is the best offense that's in football. He thinks that his offense can get to a Super Bowl. I strongly disagree. The way he's coaching is not going to get us to the Super Bowl. If you don't establish that run, especially with the quarterback that we have, it's not going to work. What's going on, BC? Don't agree with his firing. Yeah, David, he's going to be the scapegoat. You know why? Because I think Kevin O'Connell has way more power than people thought he had. I believe that the offensive line coach that got fired, I believe that Kwesi, yes, I am kind of happy that he got fired because now all the pressure is on Kevin O'Connell. And what I've been saying this whole time, when people were like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, there's a whole bunch of other people that will want Kevin O'Connell. Let them have Kevin O'Connell. Now we're going to see if Kevin O'Connell's the real deal. We're going to see if he's the real deal. And if he's not, I hope the ownership fires him. I hope the GM that we hire next fires him. I hope the Vikings hire a GM that can fire Kevin O'Connell if he doesn't do his job. For real. He's the scapegoat, like my boy Andre said. The offensive line coach was the scapegoat. That's why he didn't fire him during the season. Because he needed to have the excuse. If we lose, it's because of them, not me. That's the type of person I think Kevin O'Connell is. This is nothing personal. I don't dislike Kevin O'Connell, but I want him gone. I want him gone. If the offensive line coach is gone, if the GM is gone, who else needs to be gone? Kevin O'Connell needs to be gone. And if he's not going to be gone, if he does not produce next season, he needs to be fired. My drafting is like shooting dice. Sometimes it works. Yeah, that's true. I get it. But like I said, he has to know his personnel, coaching wise, that they don't know how to develop talent. I get it. He's the GM. He has the higher position. Even though I feel like Kevin O'Connell had some say in what Kwesi who he drafted, and I also think Brian Flores has some say in who he drafted, he has to put his foot down and say, no, I'm drafting such and such. It is what it is. Now, listen, we're moving on from Kwesi. We're going to see what Kevin O'Connell can do. Because like I said, the offensive line coach got fired. Now the GM got fired before the head coach. Now let's see what Kevin O'Connell can do. For real. For real. For real. I said to you earlier that the Vikings would have a bad year due to we're gonna see quarterback problem. I think we have our best season whenever we have played the Saints in the season. Respectfully saying, yep, fire Kevin O'Connor, hire Coach Prime. Oh my gosh, that'd be interesting. I don't think that's happening. I think if anything was to happen, I think they should hire Brian Flores as the head coach. Straight up. No Kirk Cousins. Straight up. Follow the Patriots blueprint. Absolutely with you, Andre. I'm 100%. I'm 130% with you. I'm 130% with you, bro. 1,000% with you. How the Patriots went from losing the greatest quarterback of all time, debatably, in Tom Brady, right? To they drafted Mac Jones in the first round. He didn't plan out. They were terrible again. They drafted Drake May, the quarterback that I wanted the Vikings to draft. Any Viking content creator that I associate with, right, knows how I felt about Drake May. Every person that watched this YouTube channel knows how I feel about Drake May. I wanted Drake May in the purple and gold, and mainly because I thought he was a good quarterback. But on top of that, I looked at how Kevin O'Connell coaches this team, and I said to myself, he will be the perfect prospect for this team. When I looked at J.J. McCarthy, I said, I don't see it. Because Kevin O'Connell doesn't like running the ball. He didn't like to run the ball with Kirk Cousins. He didn't like to run the ball with Sam Darnold. He didn't like to run the ball with Joshua Dobbs. He didn't like to run the ball with Nick Mullins. May I go on? He didn't like to run the ball with any quarterback. So why would you get a quarterback in the 2024 NFL draft that needs the run game to play off the running game to be successful? Why would you do that? Makes no sense. Now, I don't know whose call it was. Was it Kevin O'Connell or was it Kwesi? Now it's going to be, he said this, he said that. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to know the truth. No one's going to know the truth. But I know for a fact, since the offensive line coach got fired and Kwesi got fired, there needs to be some answers with Kevin O'Connell. And he better be better next season. Period. For real. Yo, Rob Money, man, and going to turns through the draft. Then we are conducting a GM search. Yeah. Also, Rob, okay, we're going to see. I like what you're thinking. I love what you're saying. We'll see, man. I'm just so like, how do people feel about Kevin O'Connell right now? How do people feel about going into 2026 with our offensive line coach getting fired, which I think that was the right move? Our GM getting fired, which I think that was the right move. But we still got the head coach. The head coach brings out the culture of the team. It's the culture of the team. It's not the GM. It's not the owner. It's the head coach. However the head coach's personality is going to rub off on the whole entire team. The culture that we have in Minnesota for the Vikings, I feel like it's a finesse type mindset when it comes to airing the ball out. We need that type of mindset where, listen, if we have to, we'll run the ball 10 times in a row. And if you can't stop it, so be it. You know I got an Adrian Peterson jersey in the background. Y'all know how I was just watching Adrian Peterson highlights prior to this breaking news. The 2012 MVP season, I was watching Adrian Peterson highlights. I'm not making this up, y'all. I'm being dead serious. And I'm watching how many times the Vikings will run the ball. And I'm just thinking to myself, oh my goodness, this is what the Vikings are missing. We're missing a smash mouth offense. I know we got Justin Jefferson. I know we got Jordan Addison. We can still throw the ball, but we need to run that ball a lot more. We need to be more physical. We got to stop playing, being finesse. I don't like I don't like when teams be like, oh, this soft. We just gonna run all over them. We just gonna do whatever we want. We know they're not gonna run the ball. We know they're not gonna run the ball. So we just gonna pass rush all day. We're not gonna worry about the run game. I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. Every Viking fan that's watching this live stream, we going to hold Kevin O'Connell accountable. We're going to hold the owners accountable. Whoever the GM is, better have the power. Marcus Gregg, we'll see. The door is wide open for B-Flow. That's why he came back. We'll see. And you're right. I think Brian Flores, I think this is what it is, bro. Yeah, Kevin O'Connell gotta go for real. I agree, Rock. I agree with you, bro. I'm going to say this to you now. JJ is going to be, yeah. I would be take Sean and fire Buffalo Bills coach. Okay. Become a agent. Buffalo will become the head coach. I would love Buffalo to become the head coach. I just heard that New England quarterback has been nursing a leg and he'll be fine. Andre said, I'm a beast with sports talk. I want to challenge Stephen A. Smith. Josh Dobbs is the truth. I'm a Tennessee watching Dobbs grow. Kevin O'Connell was Dobbs is smart. Dobbs is engineer. Yeah, I got you. Darnold got him fired. Yeah, I think Darnold got him fired. Fallout. I also feel like he got himself fired in certain situations with the draft. I know it's a risk. Drafts are risky, but I feel like when you try to get more picks instead of getting the quality picks, that's when you start messing up. When you could have drafted Kyle Hamilton and you drafted Lewis Cine, that's a mess up, bro. That will forever be on his resume on one of the biggest mess ups, bro. Like, you can't be doing stuff like that. I always say quality is better than quantity. You can have all the picks in the world, but that doesn't mean anything if you're not winning. For real. It doesn't mean anything if you're not winning. And we're in the business of winning. We in the business of winning, y'all. Straight up. Dobbs is an engineer in the building, please. Yeah. Most Viking fans are not feeling Kevin O'Connell, just listening to the Minnesota Sports Channel. Yup. Seahawks and Patriots with Drake May will runs the football. Yup. What GMs that got a name out there for y'all to hire? I'm trying to figure out how much power. Better yet, I don't even care who the names are. You know what I care about more? Is does he even have the power to make decisions? Because the GM is just a title, bro. If you don't got the power, when do you ever hear that the GM gets fired? Like my bull said, the GM got fired before the head coach. So I don't even matter who we hire. How much power does the general manager have compared to the head coach? That's the question that I have. Because my mindset right now, super chat, baby. Super chat, baby. Shout out to my guy. He said, amazing seeing Kwesi put on the rocket to the sun. Yeah. It's only the beginning, though, Too Evil. It's only the beginning. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Appreciate it, man. I have questions because we keep on talking about, all right, Kwesi's fired. It's a wrap for that. Well deserved to be fired, I think. Even though I feel like it's a scapegoat, but he didn't make the best with the draft. So we got to keep it real. Some of the free agency, some of the free agent moves that he made was pretty solid, but not enough. Not good enough. But this is the thing. The second round pick, Ed Ingram, was considered a bust in Minnesota, right? He was considered a bust in Minnesota. Now, all of a sudden, what team is he on? The Texans or the Colts? One of the teams. He was pretty good with the other team he's on now. So it's like play calling for me is the biggest thing, and I've been saying it. I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy is going to be a Pro Bowler or an all-time great, but I really feel like he didn't get a fair chance this year because of the play calling was so horrible. Now, we fired Kwesi. We fired the offensive line coach. There's no more excuses for Kevin O'Connell. He cannot say that the offensive line coach was bad anymore. He cannot say, oh, my GM is bad. No, it's all on you now, Kevin O'Connell. You are responsible now. No Viking fan should say that, no, we got to keep Kevin O'Connell. It's the GM's fault or the offensive line coach. Nope, ain't no more excuses. It sucks that we are in a situation right now where we still have our head coach, right, that didn't accomplish really anything, in my opinion. When you talk about wins in the regular season, that's not enough for me. I want to win a Super Bowl. He has not won one single playoff game. We have a situation where we don't have a GM now because we fired him, which is a good thing. I'm going to say that again. It was a good thing because he hasn't been the best when it comes to the draft. I think free agency was solid besides the Hargrave, the Jonathan Allen, and maybe a couple other dudes. But I think the not keeping Evans, letting go Mekhi Blackman, letting go Harrison Smith. I think Eric Wilson signing was good. Andrew Van Ginkel signing was good. I think Jonathan Grenard signing was good. I think Blake Cashman signing was good. I think the Byron Murphy Jr. signing was solid. Isaiah Rodgers signing was solid. Wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. So he had some good things that he did. Re-signing Aaron Jones, trading for Jordan Mason was a good pickup. But the issue is this. What's the point of having two running backs that are pretty good if you don't run the ball? If you don't run the ball, it doesn't matter. I said before, if we have Adrian Peterson, you see the Adrian Peterson jersey, right? If we had Adrian Peterson, I truly believe that Kevin O'Connell he wouldn't run the ball. He would not run the ball. We could have Emmitt Smith. We could have LaDainian Tomlinson. We could have Sean Alexander. We could have some of the greatest running backs of all time, right? Barry Sanders. It don't matter. This man hates running the ball. He hates it. Seahawks and Patriots. Drake May still running. Kenneth Walker was my guy coming out of Michigan. He's killing. Imagine him and Minnesota Vikings fan. See, the only problem is this, Aiden. We could have Kenneth Walker, but if our head coach doesn't like to call running plays, it doesn't matter. Unless y'all going to promote within. Yeah, I think we're going to promote within, to be honest with you. Kenneth Walker, shout out to him. He is in the yep. Glad they did it and well-deserved, but I'm shocked after they did it after giving him an extension last year. Normally, teams don't admit their mistakes that fast. That's true. But what about the mistake of Kevin O'Connell? How is he still able to keep his job? What has Kevin O'Connell did that makes people feel like he needs to have his job still? Can someone tell me, besides winning games in the regular season and getting booted in the first round in the playoffs, what has he done for the Vikings? I don't care what he did with the Rams. What has he done with the Vikings? Because he hasn't developed J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy looked lost all season until the end of the season in 2025. Sam Darnold, yes, Sam Darnold really became Sam Darnold with the Vikings, and then he officially became that bull with the Seahawks because now he's in the Super Bowl. But people forget, like my bull said, Kyle Shanahan was coaching Sam Darnold prior to him coming to the Vikings. Also, he had Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins wasn't a bad quarterback in 2022. So my whole thing is this. I understand. I'm happy about this. I want to start over. I'm talking about completely over. Fire Kevin O'Connell. I want a fresh start. I think Viking fans need a fresh start. Fire everybody. Don't just fire the GM and offensive line coach. Fire everybody. Fire Kevin O'Connell. Fire every coach. Only person that shouldn't be fired, to be honest with you, is Brian Flores. Everybody else should be fired. And the only reason why I say Brian Flores is because the defense was top 3. Even though our offense was ranked 29th in total offense. Listen, we finished 29th in total offense. There's 32 teams in the NFL. We finished 29th in total offense. In total defense, we finished number 3. We were the 3rd best defense. And we couldn't even get to the playoffs because our offense was so bad. And I don't want to hear about the injuries. I'm tired of it. Tired of hearing the excuses. I want to see what they're going to do with Kevin O'Connell. Super Bowl or bust for Kevin O'Connell in my book. Facts. The players might have laid down on Kevin O'Connell because his play calling is horrible. Jalen Redmond was a signing because he started with, okay, that's another good signing. I just agree with Mike. He would run the ball. No, he wouldn't run the ball. He wouldn't run the ball. All the Vikings are in the museum. Yep. I'm starting to think the Darnold turnaround had more to do with Grant than Kevin O'Connell did with Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Flores should be head coach. Antonio, thank you for that comment. Everybody that's in the building, Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Please hit the like button so we can get this out there. Also, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are going live for absolutely every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. I always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. We're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. So if you're interested in good vibes, good energy, whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. Now, Flores should be the head coach. I think so as well. I love defense. I'm a defensive guy. That's why I like Zimmer so much. I know people didn't like Zimmer as much. Some people didn't like Zimmer, but I'm a big Zimmer guy. I actually like Zimmer. I love the way he coached. Sometimes it got predictable. Not sometimes. It got predictable with offensively, but the defense, I'm just a defensive person. I would love to give Brian Flores an opportunity. I want a defensive-minded head coach. I'm sorry. I know offense is like the coolest thing, the sexiest thing to talk about. I get it. I want a defensive-minded head coach, y'all. Whether it's Brian Flores or not, go give me a defensive-minded head coach. Because y'all know how I feel about defense. I think defense most of the time wins championships. That's just my opinion. My boy T-Bass in the building. What's up, brother? T-Bass said, there's one supposed genius that got fired. Is the other one next? Yeah, the only issue, T-Bass, when is he going to get fired? Honestly, like I said, Kwesi deserved to get fired in my honest opinion. But it's not just him. It shouldn't just be him. It should not just be the offensive line coach. It should be everybody needs to be fired. Bring back Rick. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know. I don't think the Vikings will do that. I'm so glad Sonny these. Let's go. Y'all as an organization still haven't recovered since y'all gave Sam Darnold a Gatorade bath in the locker room before even winning the division. Yeah. That's yeah. T-Bat said, think outside the box. Give Theo a call. Is a proven guy that can build championship team. There's no reason he can't do it in football. You know what? I'm willing to try anything, T-Bass. As long as we start completely over, I'm willing to start over. I'm willing to do anything, bro. Because this is how I look at it, right? As a Viking fan that hasn't witnessed us get to the Super Bowl not one time. As a Viking fan that absolutely loves this team, that I bleed purple all day, every day. It comes to we can't keep doing the same thing. We can't keep doing we just try to be careful. I'm willing to take any risk to win a Super Bowl. When it comes to a coach that you wouldn't expect, when it comes to a GM that you wouldn't expect, I'm willing to try something new. I'm willing to even try a college coach. I don't care, bro. I just want to win a Super Bowl. I just want to start over. And we're not starting completely over if you still keep the head coach. If the head coach is still the coach, but you fire the GM and you fire the offensive line, you know who had the power the whole time. Now, since he does have the power, he has to have the responsibility and the accountability for when or if it fails. That's all I'm saying. I'm starting to, but yeah, I agree with that. Mr. Hugo 61. There's bring back Rick. I'm reading that. I read that. Right. 5 years from now, man, you Field got a Red Sox first championship in 100 years. And then did it with the Cubs. Yeah, tell him to come here then. Tell him to come here, bro. I know it's baseball, but come to football, baby. I don't care. I think outside the box. That's a great idea, man. We got to change it up. I don't want to go with the comfortable stuff, though. I don't want to go, like, for instance, not trying to come in my bull. Oh, we're going to hire Kirk Cousins to be our backup. We want to hire Rick Spielman. I'm sorry, but not sorry. I don't want no Rick Spielman. I don't want no Kirk Cousins. I don't want none of that, bro. I want to fire everybody. I want to clean house so bad. Shout out to Mike in the building. I want to clean house so freaking bad. I want to fire everybody. Everybody can get fired. Respectfully speaking. Everybody can get fired. Tired of this, man. I'm tired of losing. It comes a point as a fan, you like, bro, like, Viking fans deserve so much better than this. Doesn't matter who you get. Yep. Kevin Curran is still your coach. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, it don't matter what, because you know he has the power. My question, whoever GM we get, who has the power? Is it Kevin O'Connell or is it the GM? You fired Kwesi. You fired the offensive line coach. Who has the power? We can hire any of these GMs. But I'm starting to feel like Kevin O'Connell is like untouchable when it comes to getting fired. I'm just starting to feel like that, man. So we're going to see. He doesn't develop. He doesn't coach. He just collects a paycheck. Right. I'm to the point right now, if we don't figure something out in 2026 and he doesn't get fired, all I'm going to say is get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready. Get your wings ready. Get it all ready. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. If he doesn't get fired after the 2026 NFL season, and he gets he's not held accountable for us to not get to the playoffs or get booted in the playoffs once again, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I want a clean house, y'all. Kevin O'Connell is like the Buffalo Bills GM, just does a bad job and gets promoted. Now, what would suck, what if Kevin O'Connell gets the GM, like what if he becomes the GM and then Brian Flores is the head coach? What if that happens? Then what? Next year, he can't blame Kwesi anymore. He can't. See, from the Ravens. Okay, Ozzy from the Ravens. I'm willing to do anything, Rock. Hey, Rock. I'm willing to do anything. I'm desperate. I'm desperate to win a Super Bowl right now or to do something because I'm just tired of losing. Like I said before in my last live stream, I said, I want to be the franchise where people can't stand, where we win so much, like the Chiefs or the Patriots when they had Tom Brady, or when the Cowboys in the 90s kept on winning Super Bowls. I want to be the team that people can't stand. I want to go on one of those runs where we're a dynasty, where people are like, oh, I just hope they don't make the playoffs. I want that. When's the last time the Vikings been like that? So that's the issue we have right here. Have they hired Mike? Yeah, if they hire me, bro. Hey, listen, man. I'll tell you the first move I'm doing is firing Kevin O'Connell. Hey, Kevin O'Connell, ain't nothing personal, man. I look him right in the eye and be like, yo, ain't nothing personal. But hasta luego. Adios. Hasta la vista. Skedaddle. Peace. You're gone. I would say it to him. Because I feel like Viking fans, we deserve to start. We need to start over. We're just going to continue the same old thing. And then what's going to happen? Say our offensive line coach is even worse than the one we just had. Oh, it's the offensive line coach's fault again. Or say the GM that we have, that we about to hire is worse than Kwesi. Oh, it's the GM again. No. Where's the accountability for Kevin O'Connell? Because when they do win, who gets all the love? Kevin O'Connell. He gets all the love when they win, but gets none of the blame when they lose. Now, maybe we can draft some real talent and not bust. Yes, true. I agree with that. I'm actually going to be doing a mock draft later on today around like 5-6 o'clock today. A fun little mock draft, but yeah, I'm kind of like, dag, man. This is like, I want to hear more news. I want to hear Kevin O'Connell fired as well. I want to hear some news where Vikings are cleaning house and we starting all the way over. What's going on, Matt? What's good with you? What's good with everybody? Make sure y'all hit the like button when you come in the building. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button. We are going live for absolutely every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us, and I truly feel that way. We're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. But yeah, we're going to see what happens. We have some question marks. It is going to start with, of course, we need a GM, which I don't even think it starts with the GM anymore. I don't think the GM has any power. I don't feel like the GM has any power anymore on this team. I think Kevin O'Connell has more power than the GM. Who do you hire in place of Kevin O'Connell? I would make Brian Flores the head coach. The one thing about this team, the offense seemed like they gave up, but the defense never gave up. I love the personality of Brian Flores. No play. Listen, either show up or you ain't playing. I love his mindset. That defense played their hearts out. The Vikings defense had injuries just as much as the offense did. We had some crucial injuries. Blake Cashman got hurt. Multiple defensive players got hurt. Andrew Van Ginkel got hurt. We had some big names. Jonathan Grenard was hurt all season long. But guess what? They still finished third overall in total defense. So if I was going to hire a head coach, well, I'll promote someone that's already in-house. And his name is Brian Flores. He'll be my number one candidate. Automatically, Brian Flores will be the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. That's what I would do. You have a big decision to make. Whether Kevin O'Connell will be fired prior to the draft or another decision that you're going to have to make. Who's the GM? Who's going to be making the picks? Whoever the GM is, does that person have the power, true power, to make real moves and make real decisions? Or is all the power going to be with Kevin O'Connell? Because a GM is just a title if you don't got the power. You know what I mean? So there's no more excuses for Kevin O'Connell, ladies and gentlemen. We fired the offensive line coach. We fired the GM. Now, we're going to see what's going to happen. Go back and read the latest remarks of Darnold, more or less letting was a mistake. Wow. Thought it was weird answer. Wow. Yup. Yep. And to be honest with you, that's I think that's one of the main reasons why Kwesi got fired. I think they overthought it. Whose decision was it to let him go and not give him the contract? We'll never know. When you come to when it comes to the chain of command, it will be the GM that has more power than the coach. But in my opinion, I think the coach has more power than the GM. Was it Kevin O'Connell's decision to go the route of JJ McCarthy, or was it Kwesi's decision? I don't think we'll ever know, right? But rightfully so, if it was Kwesi's decision to let, shout out to Bob, to let Sam Darnold go, dang right he should have been fired. I'm not sticking up for Kwesi. I think some of the draft picks were not good. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But some of the off-season free agency moves were pretty good. But it wasn't enough to overcome some of the bad draft picks. And trading back to get more picks is not always good. You have to stick and pick sometimes or trade up sometimes. More picks does not mean better picks. That's what I'm trying to get. And that's one thing that Rick Spielman did a lot too. He would trade back to get more picks a lot. Sometimes you don't need to trade back. We have a lot of picks. Man. Shout out to Mary in the building. Didn't see this coming. Yo, I did not see this coming either, Bob. I think the talent evaluators need to go. All of them need to go. Every last one of them. Talent evaluators, the scouters. Listen, I wish they could make me a scout. I listen. I don't know anything. I don't know everything about football, but I could tell you I probably do better than some of these scouts. I'm trying to tell you. Like I said, I was one of the one people that said go get Drake May. There's a couple other dudes that I'm looking up. I looked up my one homie, gave me a name. His name is Denzel Boston, wide receiver from Washington. Hey, listen, that bull's a dog. If you had to replace Jordan Addison, he might be able to replace Jordan Addison, and he can return punts. I'm just saying, bro. I don't know everything about football, but I probably do better than some of these GMs, man. Some of these GMs be making some bad decisions, or they probably get the decisions from the scouts. I'd probably be a better scout than some of these scouts out here, man. These scouts be like, people be thinking they know everything. Like, even like with like Rick Spielman and all these big time analysts that do the mock drafts, people think whatever they say is the law. Everything they say is golden. Yes, they have more film, they have more connections than us. As like a regular person, I don't want to say regular person like we nobody, but I'm just saying like as a person like me, that you have more connections than me. But I'm telling you, I probably could evaluate some more talent better than some of what they do. Like, I'm not saying I will get it right every time. That's not what I'm saying. But I think I could probably do just as good as some of these people, man. Some people like me, we probably could do better. We could probably just go watch somebody, not know where he might be getting drafted by Mel Kiper and the guys, and we just watch some film. We go to a couple of games. You watch, you know what I mean? We probably grasp like, all right, I think we can get him in the third round. I think we can probably get him in the second round. Oh, this might be a little bit of a reach, but I think it's worthy of a reach to reach for him in the third or the second round. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, sure didn't sound good. Kevin O'Connell is on the hot seat now. No, the new GM may keep him, but if he doesn't work out, he'll bring in his own guy. That is my only issue, though, Bob. The new GM that we have, how do you know he has the power to make decisions? You know what I mean? That's my issue. And then another thing, if he does have the power to make the decisions, I truly believe if my job is hypothetically speaking, I'm going to just say, Mary, say you was the GM, or Bob, say you was the GM, both of y'all. Say y'all was the GM, and your job is on the line for the next 4 years to make a playoff run and win a Super Bowl. Would you try to go get your quarterback in the 2026 NFL draft or the 2020 or the 2027 NFL draft, or would you put all your eggs in one basket with JJ McCarthy? What would you do? Because now I'm starting to feel like if this GM that we do hire, he might want to just move on from JJ McCarthy. He might want to move on from everybody, the scouts, everybody, which is understandable because your job's on the line from the moment you sign your name on that dotted line to be the GM. Kevin O'Connell got Kwesi fired, bro. This is a near worse than Herschel Walker trade. Yeah. Chris Farrell in the building. Kevin O'Connell has to agree with the decision. Yup. Shout out to Rock. You can send your resume to sinkmyship.com. Howdy, Mike. What's going on? Adventures, what's good with you, brother? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the mods, man. Shout out to all the mods. Eric said Kwesi was a stat guy, not a football guy. And it was well deserved that he got fired. I ain't sticking up for Kwesi. Listen, I went over some of the draft picks, man. Listen, the best draft pick, in my opinion, and y'all might not agree, but in my opinion, the dude that accomplished the most out of all the picks, besides Jordan Addison, is Will Reichard. That's saying a lot. A field goal kicker is better than every pick. And I'm only saying that because I don't know about J.J. McCarthy, and I'm not too sure about Dallas Turner. I believe that J.J. McCarthy has the ability, but he has to be available to play on that football field. I believe Dallas Turner is a beast, but he has to keep on proving it. He has to prove it next season if he gets more opportunity. Now, everybody else, I like Evans. They let him go, though, right? Mekhi Blackman, they let him go. Ed Ingram became a solid guard with another team. Lewis Seen was a straight up wasn't good because of the major injury. He suffered a leg fracture during a special teams play, which was brutal, and they gave up on him. And I'm not saying that Lewis Seen was a complete bust because injuries, it happened. It was a brutal injury. I mean, prayers to the young man. But at the end of the day, they passed up on Hamilton. So it's like, you pass up on Hamilton, you draft Lewis Seen, and he doesn't plan out. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Brian Asamoah, he wasn't, come on, Brian. I don't even got to say nothing about him. Ty Chandler was solid, but he didn't really get an opportunity. There's nobody even worth mentioning. I liked Nick Muse, but they didn't use him. Jalen Naylor just started playing okay. So it's not like Jalen Naylor's like this all-world, like Mekhi Blackman, his rookie season was good, and he tore his ACL in training camp, and then they let him go. They let Mekhi Blackman go way too quick, which was stupid. Stupid decision, in my honest opinion. What else? Jay Ward didn't get a real opportunity, but the defense was top 3, so I can't complain about defense. Jaquelin Roy, nose tackle, 5th round, didn't get a real opportunity. He wasn't that good. Let's just keep it real. And then let's talk about Jaron Hall, 5th round pick, wasn't that good. Dwayne McBride didn't get a real opportunity, but in a lot of people's eyes, wasn't that good. And on top of that, we don't run the ball. We don't run the ball anyway. McCarthy is a big mystery. Again, I keep saying it. I like McCarthy, but it's a big mystery. Dallas Turner is still a mystery. So then you got to go to Kyrie Jackson, RIP to Kyrie Jackson. And then who else? Is Will Reichert. Will Reichert is probably his best pick. His best pick is Will Reichert, y'all. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. Please do not promote. He's terrible. Yep. Money Man Rob, so excited. Can't move on this year, though. 2026 is weak in court. Exactly. It's weak in the 2026 NFL draft, bro. But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do. Yes, thank you so much, Bob. Hit the like button, everybody. Stay with JJ under rookie contract and fix the offensive line. The only part that we have to fix on this offensive line, I'm going to just keep it real. Well, number one, we have to be healthy. That's number one, right? Because I think we have 2 Pro Bowl tackles, Brian O'Neill and Christian Darrisaw. The guards, Donovan Jackson showed promise in his rookie season. Will Fries is okay. Ryan Kelly's the only guy. So we need a good center. If they're all healthy with a good center, I think we will have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, one of the best. The problem is they keep getting hurt. And Christian Darrisaw keeps getting hurt. Brian O'Neill keeps getting hurt. It's a dang old shame, but we need to get a center. When's the last time we had a Pro Bowl center that we drafted, y'all? I can't even name off the top of my head right now. I know we drafted a Pro Bowl center. And know what makes it bad? Because we drafted Bradbury, right? Kwesi didn't draft him. I think that was Rick Spielman, right? And he's in the Super Bowl. So we had potentially a Super Bowl center, and we let him go because we thought he was a bust. And this is why I keep saying, Ed Ingram, we let him go because we thought he was a bust. Is it the play calling that's making our offensive linemen look bad? Is it the play calling that's making our offensive line look bad? Is it really just the injuries? Is it the play calling mixed in with the injuries? I think it's a combination of it all. Because how did they go to a whole nother franchise and look better than what they were with? They look so much better. When they was with the Vikings, they were horrible. Which makes no sense. And I feel like we need to stay with JJ, but the new GM might think otherwise, bro. And say Brian Flores is the head coach, he might think otherwise. Say Kevin O'Connell says, yes, man, Kwesi was the guy that held us back. Say the offensive line coach held us back, and he has the power. He goes up to the owners and say, yo, we need to go trade for a quarterback. I don't know who. Just let's say the quarterback is, just hypothetically speaking, say it's Joe Burrow. That's the dream case. We need to go all in. We'll give up 4 first-round picks for him. You know what I mean? We'll see. Because like I said, I don't believe Kevin O'Connell rocks with JJ McCarthy like people think he does. Oh, this dude called it. Agree about the JJ. Oh, hold on. I want the job for GM can do it better. Yeah. Hey, listen. We could all of us should be able to get the job. Agree about JJ, but he needs a line. That line was second worst. Yeah, it was terrible. This dude called it 2 days early. Naylor his only hit. Yeah. We gave the shout out to Christopher. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. We're also going live for primetime games as well. Some of them, not all. We gave the Cowboys 3 Super Bowls. Oh, my goodness gracious. The O-line hasn't been healthy any year, though. That's true. And that's how you got to adapt to injuries, because I'm going to keep on saying this, y'all. Kyle Shanahan had those 49ers with all the injuries in the world, probably more injuries than the Vikings, a game away from the NFC Championship game. A game away from being the first seed in the NFC if they would have beat the Seahawks. So how did the 49ers, with all those major injuries, we talking about big time names, how did they get that far? But the Vikings, we always use the excuse for injuries. Why is that? Why is it that the Vikings, we use it as an excuse, but the 49ers use that as motivation? Let me tell you, I'm going to give you a perfect example of what I mean. That first game against the Eagles, they beat the Eagles in Philly. That first game against the Eagles, they lost one of the best tight ends in the game in George Kittle. And guess what they did? They started throwing it to their fullback. This is why I feel like it's deeper than just our offensive line being hurt and bad. I think it's the play call. I think it's the play design. The plays that are designed doesn't match the talent we have. I just don't think it matches the talent that we have. And Kevin O'Connell doesn't see it. Kwesi completely straight out with last year, except for Mr. Wilson. Yeah. Let McCarthy go and get Burrows. Honestly, man, it's easier said than done. But I get what you're saying. Like McCarthy, not McCarthy. Joe Burrow is a dream. I don't think that's going to happen though. But your center is weak. Yeah, our center is weak. Either that can't happen. You can't afford Burrow. Also, he's not going to want to go to O-line. He's tired of being. Yes, true. I say you trade your top your top O-lineman who get hurt, replace them. It would pay off. Yeah, exactly. So if you trade Christian Darrisaw and get one of the best tackles in this draft, I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. I would do it. Is there Super Bowl Patriots if when Kwesi would have drafted 2 guys who left to win a Super Bowl? Seen in low. That's crazy. Kwesi was a scapegoat for the Wolves cover up clueless ownership. Yes, I think, and it wasn't just Kwesi though. It was the offensive line coach as well. I don't know his name. Whoever the offensive line coach was that they fired like a couple of weeks ago, that's another scapegoat, bro. And that's why all the responsibility will be on Kevin O'Connell from this point on. I will hope it will be. Vikings have no because of bad drafts. That's true. Terrible drafts. Imagine if McCarthy goes and wins the Super Bowl elsewhere. Will the Wolves finally sack them? Yeah. I like McCarthy. Honestly, I feel like Brian Flores will be the perfect coach for McCarthy. I really do. I think Brian Flores will be the perfect coach for McCarthy. Not saying he's going to call the plays. That's not what I'm saying. But I think Brian Flores' personality would match J.J. McCarthy's personality. I think Kevin O'Connell ain't he don't really, I don't know, man. I don't know about Kevin O'Connell, y'all. I really don't. I'm just I'm to the point right now, I just want to move on. As a Viking fan, I want to move on to a new coach, a new system. I want a new culture. I want to start over. Shout out to DFJ Hoops, by the way. Um, what up, Mike? Your Vikings looking better than my Steelers right now. I don't know, bruh. I don't know. McCarthy won't win a Super Bowl unless he has a lot around him and he somehow stays healthy. History shows he can't do that. Yeah, the health thing is the biggest factor for me with McCarthy, and that is an issue, the biggest issue. I don't know if he can stay healthy, if he can be healthy for an entire season. And that's a valid question, a valid concern. Um but man, this is breaking news. I can't believe this really just happened, but I feel like there's something else that needs to be announced, and I think that's Kevin O'Connell being fired. That's just my opinion. I will be live a little bit later today, y'all. I will be doing a mock draft probably between 5 and 6 o'clock today. But I will be getting off this live stream. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. Also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. Shout out to each and every one of y'all that's in the building. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Share. If you know anybody that's into football, a Viking fan, or just likes good vibes, good energy, tell them to check out Mike's Sports Vibes. Shout out to y'all. Moving up and pick the worst quarterback in the draft. Dang, bro, that's how you feel? Dang. All right, y'all. Peace out, y'all. I'll be back live. What time is it? Like 5 to 6 o'clock. I'll be back live for a Mocky Mock. We're going to celebrate today. No hard feelings, no personal feelings on the Kwesi firing. I just feel like, in my honest opinion, Kevin O'Connell should be fired next. But I'm out, y'all. Peace out.